getting gold, you know.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get rid of the homily. I don't blame you.
Sorry.
They're all excited. Good, no homily today. No such luck. All right. Anyway, before I start, I want you to take a good look at me. Do I look any different? No, huh? There's no glow, no halo. I just got back from a week's retreat. I thought maybe you would notice the difference, the glow, the halo, but not quite. Anyway, it was a great retreat. I love going to retreats. Like kids looking forward to Christmas. I look forward to the week. It's time to get rest, restored, and renewed. And when it's over, I feel like a kid on Christmas night thinking, oh man, I got to wait another year for the retreat. Anyway, retreat ended Friday morning, and I came back and I stopped at Publix, got some items, some bread, some milk and bananas and dog food. Then I came home, had lunch, and then after lunch it was like 12:30, and I said, well, now what do I do? Do I go back to the office and work? I said, oh man, I'm not ready to work yet. Not so much because of the work, but I'm afraid. I've been gone a week. I'm afraid, boy, when I walk in there, they're going to bombard me. Oh, good, Father Tom. Oh, no, not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. I still have sort of one foot in the clouds and still feeling, feeling good. I'm not ready for that. Can we wait till Monday? But I sat in the house. I said, well, what are you going to do here all afternoon? So you better go over to the office. And so I snuck in the back door. I tried to tiptoe in, hoping no one would see me. But as I walked in, I couldn't believe how quiet it was. It was a very, very low-key, quiet Friday afternoon. In fact, Leslie told me that we only had one call, and it was a wrong number. Somebody thought we were the Hare Krishnas. I said, oh, wow. Anyway, so I said, great, quiet, fantastic, thank you, Lord. And so I reached in the mailbox and took a chunk of the mail and went to my desk, and the first one on the top of the mail was a letter from a lawyer. And the way I think, I naturally thought, uh-oh, somebody's suing us. Maybe someone fell. I said, oh, gosh. And I opened it up, and guess what? They're not suing us, but someone passed away, and I think we're in their will. I'm not sure, but that looked good. And after that, there was 2 cards. And the priest, Father White, who wrote the book Rebuilt, he has a rule of thumb. Letters bad, cards good. And even though cards, I'm thinking, well, I'm not so confident about that. They may try to trick me, and send a card in and give a little complaint. Anyway, I opened the cards, both of them, and guess what? They were wonderful. In fact, they were thank you cards. I said, wow, thank you cards. In fact, what we were thanking him before was nothing extraordinary. I thought it was kind of routine. But it was very heartfelt, and I simply enjoyed those cards. I said, wow, what a thing to come home after retreat and to open up 2 thank you cards. I just felt so moved. I'm thinking, boy, do I got to send them a thank you card for the thank you card? And I thought if I send them a thank you card for the thank you card, they may feel obliged to send me a thank you for thanking them for the thank you. And it'd never end. We'll be sending thank you cards back and forth. I said, no, Tom, you don't have to do anything. Simply enjoy it and appreciate it, that someone took time to thank you. These next 3 weeks, we call the series called Rock the House. Not that you look the type that rock the house is here, but anyway, what it means is the house, I see this heaven. And the doors and gates of heaven, how do you rock God's house? Especially in our prayer, I said, it takes these 3 ingredients. And the first one's today's ingredient, and next 2 weeks we'll talk about the other 2, but today the first ingredient to rock the house, to get in God's flow, is the first and foremost is gratitude. To be a person who expresses, who acknowledges gratitude and appreciation. That puts us in the mind of Christ, in harmony with God. So you want to be a man who prays and want God to answer your prayer, first and foremost, you'll be a person who's grateful, who notices and acknowledges all the blessings that God has given you through his hands and through the hands of others, to live a life of gratitude. There was a couple celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. They renewed their vows in church, and then they had a little party, a little get-together at the little hall, and there was their children and grandchildren, even great-grandchildren, friends and neighbors and colleagues. Anyway, the husband got up to speak, and he and his wife were sort of a get-up-and-do couple, like doing things, traveling. He said, on my 25th anniversary, I took my wife to Beijing, China. Ooh, ahs, and some whistled and some clapped. And then someone from the back yelled out, what'd you do for your 50th? I went back and got her. Well, at least he went back and expressed his thanks. For in our gospel today, 10 are healed, but only one came back to say thank you. You know, in my house, I have this beautiful, beautiful photograph. It's an iris, picture of a flower, the iris. Isn't that beautiful? Huh? Now, it's fairly large in this photograph, but it was quite small, the flower. Quite small, and the one who took it was able to blow it up. And I love the color, love the flower. It has a prominent place in my house. Really a beautiful, I hope you can see that, really beautiful flower, beautiful picture. That's a talent, to take that, the little picture like that and have it and blow it up like that. But that's not why I really keep it in a prominent place. So I keep it because, as you know, we feed people on the Saturday and Sundays here. Some are homeless and some just down in their luck. And so one of the homeless gave me this. She took the picture. She has a talent. And so it was her way of expressing her thanks. Her thanks to us here at St. Peter's for looking after them, feeding them. And so that's why I hold on to this and I keep it in a prominent place. That even the most simplest of us, those who seem to even have little or next to nothing, they too want to say thank you and express their appreciation. You see, we all have an innate desire to be appreciated, okay? We have an innate desire to be appreciated. Even though when people may thank us, we get embarrassed, and oh no, it's not, we kind of push them aside, no, that's okay. Yet inside of us, we want to know that we appreciate it. We want our kids to appreciate us, who are parents, right? It's not why we do it, of course, but we want their appreciation. We want our spouses to appreciate us. We want our employer, our boss, to appreciate us. And sometimes it's even more than money itself. To hear the heartfelt word of thanks, to be noticed, to be appreciated. As much as I tell myself that I don't work for the bishop, I want his appreciation. I want him to notice me and say thank you. And I said, if he did that, I'll go to war for you. If he expressed a heartfelt appreciation. It's how we're wired. It means a lot. About a week and a half ago, someone forwarded me an email. It was about this couple. The wife has fibromyalgia. I don't pronounce that right, am I? I think you know what it is, okay? And all they have to sleep on is this little narrow cot. And it's quite uncomfortable for her. And the husband has to sleep on the floor. And so they said they went to Habitat and they couldn't find a bed. And they're wondering, is it possible that St. Peter's can give us a bed? I said, well, we'll go over to the rummage sale, but the rummage sale closed out. It was over. And besides, they had mattresses, but no beds. And I was caught up in things, so I passed it on and said, Richard, here, can you do me a favor? Can you take care of this couple? See what you can do for them. He looked for beds. He couldn't find any. He said, I can't find any used beds. I said, what do you think if I buy him one? I said, oh boy, how much? And he said the price. Well, do what you got to do. And so he went and he called him and he sort of meet him at the store there. Then he got a nice queen-size bed. Only one condition, he said, listen, I don't have a truck, so you have to find some way to transport it. They said, don't worry, we have a friend. Here, come with his truck and we'll be okay. So they met him at the store and they got this queen-size bed. And they did thank him, They were appreciative. Anyway, that was the end of that. And he said later that day he called them, make sure they got home okay, make sure that everything worked out all right. But also, I think, to hear their voice of enthusiasm. Once again, to hear their, gratefulness and their joy. But no one answered, so he left a message. A couple hours passed, he called again. Again, no one answered and left a message. And they didn't return the call. And I spoke to him the next day, and he mentioned that, and I could tell by the sound he was deflated. You know that? He was disappointed that they didn't call back, and he said, well, they got what they want, and they moved on. I said, I reminded him, that's not why we do things, God noticed, but still be nice. You don't like to feel like, well, I got what I needed from you, and that's the end. A day later, he forwarded me this email. Hello, Richard. I got your message on my phone just now and did not want to call so late, so I thought an email was more appropriate. I got the best sleep in a long time last night. I can't remember when. No waking up every 20, 30 minutes because of the pain being so amazing. I cannot believe it. You are like an angel. I also feel so much better that Scott does not have to sleep on the floor. He always said that he didn't mind, but I know that it was just for my sake. He woke up today and said that he felt so much better not sleeping on the tile. This gift will truly change our lives for the better. We're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. Till then, God bless. That letter meant a lot. Not just he touched life, but he expressed it. They said thank you. And I wonder why we don't say thank you more often. I think we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty, okay? All of us do not express our appreciation, gratitude often enough. Maybe we haven't been taught or trained to express our thanks. Or also sometimes I think we're just too busy. We don't have the time, so we don't stop and do it. 3, I think like those in the gospel, I think we just assume the person knows I'm grateful. I don't have to say, they know I'm thankful for what they did. Yeah, they may know, but it's nice to hear. And 4th, I think sometimes we get so caught up with the gift, we forget the giver. We get so much caught up with the gift that we forget the giver. Today we're having a baptism of little Maggie. Let me see little Maggie. Oh, thanks. I don't have the chance, but oh my, she's heavy. Wow, huh? Whoa. You know what baptism's like? We bring the child to God. But I also think with parents, what they feel is gratitude. You come to church, you're not just asking for a baptism. It's like saying, Lord, thank you. Thank you for this most precious gift of life. That from our love, we created a little child. And so we come here really with gratitude, right? Oh my God, there's nothing in the world better than my little girl, my little baby. Right, hon? And that's what it is. We come here with gratitude to express our thanks for that precious gift. And so there's 3 things I'd like you to do. The first thing is this. I might have mentioned it before, but it's worth repeating. I don't know if you say night prayers or not, but I think you ought to. I think we all should say night prayers. But I don't know about you, but at night I'm tired. I don't have time for long prayers. I said all those official prayers. I just want to go to bed and read my iPhone. But anyway, I just want to go in and relax, unwind. You know what I mean? I'm done for the day. I just want to... So this is what I do, and it's very simple. I mentioned 5 things I am grateful for that day. As I said, I might have told you this before, but I'm saying it again. 5 things, and you got to say it out loud. So you hear yourself. Wow. Just 5 things that day that you are grateful. And I didn't do that kneeling. Sometimes I do it while I'm washing up. I just say things, whatever comes to mind. Thank you for that soup. Thank you for that sandwich. Thank you for the weather. Thank you for whatever it is. You say 5 things, no matter how lousy the day might have gone. No matter what might not have worked out, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I am thankful and I am grateful. And you go to bed with a much more peaceful state. So 5 things, at least 5 things you mention out loud. Lord, thank you so much. You'd be surprised. All the little things that worked in your favor. And then you think of people and you pray for their needs. It just builds on itself. The second thing is this. This is old school. This week, I'm asking you to write a thankful note to someone. No Facebook, no Twitter, not even email. You go to old school, pen to paper. You have to get a stamp. You know what a stamp is? You ever seen a stamp? Stamps. Okay, maybe people don't know what stamps, we don't do stamps, but yeah, okay, stamp. Wow. That's right. You sit down and you write a note a letter to someone who has touched and blessed your life. I'm asking you to try to do that this week. In fact, the sooner you do it, the better, because you put it off and you never get to it. And I'll tell you this, you'll make that person's day. Because out of the blue, they get what's this? Huh? Thanking me for what? Wow. Really? You notice it meant it's really, it's a blessing. You're going to bless that person's life, and you will be blessed as well because you acknowledge the blessing in your life. So I challenge you. I challenge you. I remember one birthday, I was home, I gave my mother a nice big bouquet of flowers and that little card on it and a little Tom, right? I thought it was a nice sort of gift. But the date relation said, you didn't send me a card. Huh? I gave you flowers. Said, you didn't give me a card. What she was saying is, not so much she needs a card, but in the card I used to write some words, see? I used to write a little note. Because the flowers, there's love, Tom. Those words I used to write on her card meant more than the gift. And so as we said, you didn't give me a card. Not that she wasn't, but I liked what you expressed. And the third thing is this. As good as it is to acknowledge before God our blessings and to express it, it's time to give back. You do something. Do something for someone else. Ministry, whatever it may be, you give back. As I mentioned, we feed them on Saturdays and Sundays. And they all say thanks, they're all appreciative. But there's always a few, though. There's one fellow who we eat in the pavilion, and on his own, he gets up, he takes the big black garbage bag and carries it to the dumpster for us. And that may not seem like a huge thing, but it says that he wants to give back. Let me do this for you to show you that I'm grateful. I have to give back to you as well. I just can't always receive. And the little things like that says, I'm doing something. And so I'm asking, I don't know where, how, or when, but you give back. You do for others. And so as we rock the house, we rock heaven, together let's be first and foremost people who are grateful, people who are appreciative, people who are in harmony with God. Thank you.